Hi, I'm Chuck Hodgson.
Jean-Michel Galabrin, you will be hearing from me.
Sleeping with Bread and the Orphans of Normandy. Good morning, everyone. I want to share with you a little story of peace and comfort. There are things in our lives that take away our peace. Peace can only come when we are comfortable, safe, and have the things that we need to stay alive. Sleeping with Bread is a story of how some children found comfort and peace. Many years ago, during a big war called World War II, one country decided to invade other countries and make prisoners of the people there. Soldiers came with guns. Planes were dropping bombs. Many people were killed. This caused thousands of children to be left alone without parents, and the children had no food or any means to stay alive. They had become orphans. Being orphaned means that children were left alone without parents. The lucky ones were found and taken in by people who cared for them. The places where they lived together were called orphanages. But the children who had been left alone and hungry could not get over being afraid. They were worried about not having anything to eat. They would worry about this so much at night that they would not get to sleep. Finally, someone thought of the idea of making little loaves of bread that the children could take to bed with them. Every night they were given a little loaf of bread so they knew they would have food the next day. All through the night, the bread reminded them that, "Today I ate, and I will eat again tomorrow." Children had to be very brave during World War II. The book Orphans of Normandy tells the story of some orphans in France and of how brave they were. Their stories were told by pictures that the children drew. Let's look and listen.
The Orphans of Normandy by Nancy Amy.
France had been living under the control of an invading army for 4 years when the story in this book begins. The orphanage where they had been living was quite nice, and they were comfortable there, but they were not free because of the army that took control of their country. They were waiting and waiting for the Allies to come and free their country again. They knew when the Allies came there would be more bombing and the rat-a-tat from machine guns to chase the invaders away. But they had a plan. They would all move underground into a cave. There were a lot of caves in France. At their orphanage, the Clos, they had a very nice big building with lots of beds and a really big kitchen.
Nicole Folio, 13 ans.
They had classes.
Emma Renard, 19 ans.
They learned how to sew.
Denise Le Rossignol, 11 ans.
They had a pond to swim in.
Hélène An, 12 ans.
They had a big vegetable garden and someone to help them take care of it.
Jacqueline Lacaze, 10 ans.
They had chickens and rabbits.
Denise Fernande, 12 ans.
They had cows to give them milk.
Emma Roncade, 12 ans.
And then it happened. The Allies finally arrived, and they moved into the cave to be safe.
Rosemary Vale, 12 ans.
For a while, the cave was safe, even though it was dark and kind of muddy, and they had to sleep on hay and light campfires to be warm. They had a big wooden bench to hold their bread.
Monique Suret, 12 ans.
But the invading army came, took their chickens and rabbits, and made them leave.
Morissette Bourdin, 10 ans. Allons les enfants, Vite, vite, we must go. Now, hurry, hurry, we must leave our homes. Allons les enfants. Let's go, children.
Each girl carried a blanket, a little white flag, and some bread. The journey had begun.
Nicole Foyer, 13 ans.
The brave little girls of the Clos followed other people who were fleeing for safety, all the while waving their little white flags at the approaching planes.
Odette Desgremont, 13 ans.
Each day was terrifying. A convoy of British prisoners passed, and the little girls made signs to show they were friends. Planes dove low, but climbed again very quickly, realizing we were a friendly group of little girls in pink dresses waving our flags, but with a little shiver of fear up and down our spines.
Jeannette Renaud, 13 ans.
Now, traveling in farmers' carts, the little girls of the Clos stopped in St. Suzanne for a short time, where everyone was nice to them. The little ones joyfully drank the sweet milk served to them by order of the mayor.
Jeannette Renaud, 13 ans.
Sometimes the little girls of the Clos slept in the welcome shelter of haylofts and haystacks, thanks to the farmers. We were glad to stretch out and sleep in the cool hay.
Denise Fernande, 12 ans.
All the way to the end of their exodus, the little girls of the Clos waved their flags. They arrived at Beaufort at the end of their long trip, all safe and sound.
Jacqueline Lacaze, 10 ans.
A few days after their arrival at Beaufort, the little girls of the Clos were happy to see American tanks. That consoled them for all that they had lost.
Artiste unknown, artiste inconnu.
These are pictures of the children who drew the picture in the book.
And here is Gadichon, our nice donkey, who was never in a hurry and was doing all the errands in the neighborhood. He was full of courage. He also helped to plow the gardens and carry us to safety. René Maillet, 13 ans.